super detailed.
That's fine.
Ultiworld's live streaming coverage of the USA Ultimate Division III College Championships is presented by Breakmark. Visit them on the web at breakmark.com.
Excited to be back on the string.
It's time for the semifinals here at the 2024 Division III College Championships. Women's division action coming at you. The number 1 seed Portland Uproar taking on the 4 seed St. Olaf Vortex. We got an exciting one brewing here at the Uline Soccer Complex in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Theo Wan here with Kelsey Percy. Kelsey, what a game we got on tap. We got the 1 seed overall Portland. Their Donovan nominee JJ Gallion out there. They're the number 1 seed for a reason.
Well, this is an incredibly hype game, Theo. And this would, some people might argue, almost the final of this tournament. These are two incredibly polished teams. They have really been tested throughout, and they have emerged, we'll talk more about this later, from their various challenges throughout the season. Very excited to see how this game plays out.
And for them, Gallion, as you just saw, going to be a big part of that. And for St. Olaf, Emily Mulhern, number 16, going to do a lot of heavy lifting for them.
Yeah, Mulhern's been phenomenal. She's got incredible speed, versatile, but also composure. Her poise under pressure and her ability to dictate and communicate and move the team around her. She has been really uncontainable, and other players on her team have just fed off of her energy.
Gallion up to 23 assists right now. Mulhern has 10 of her own, 7 blocks too. So both of those players putting up the stat sheet as we're underway from Milwaukee in the semifinal round.
Monster pull.
Center to the aforementioned Mulhern. Horizontal stack look here from Vortex. Just go over to Emma Jansen. Just got midfield now over to Katsovitz, excuse me. Getting a lot of flow going as Vortex, the team in white, going right to left on your screen. And Erica Collin, their tall cutter out there.
Something interesting to watch, Theo. Not only does this St. Olaf team have really potent handle set, but they also have some powerful cutters in 14 McDonald, but also keep an eye on number 6. Collin is lengthy but speedy for her size, and someone that the team looks to when they need a big play.
Cottle, the inside shot from the 2023 second team All-American. Not going to work out, so Portland going to get a break chance here.
We've seen a lot of teams squander these break chances. If they can hit the ground early.
They're looking for that right away. Gallion powering the flick, going to play on both sides of the disc, looking for Mallory Body.
Yeah, so talking about these quick attacks, when teams are quick to strike, it can be crippling to the offense. Offenses, their cadences are so slow and smooth, and sometimes it feels like body shots that takes your breath out of you. Speaking of,
Colin going 2-hand strong there. You mentioned a big-time cutter for them. You see why. Mulhern on the reset. Keeping things moving. Katsovitz now needs a reset. Gallion tight on Mulhern. That's a good matchup and going to cause a block. That's a pressure D right there.
And that's an unusual D. Mulhern's strength, one of them, I should say of many, is just really impeccable reset cutting. Curious to see if that continues to be a problem, because that could completely break open the St. Olaf team.
Body, a senior on this team. Trying to win a title in her last year with the program. Looking for Annalise Korch, not there. So 2 turnovers apiece here as fans start to pile in. Game starting to wrap up. People sitting up on the grass to enjoy the semifinal action here on Ultiworld.
This is
both
when,
live and at home.
Sorry there, Theo. This is when it gets intense. The voices increase. It's not just their sideline, it's the fans too. Can really drive teams to some pretty incredible runs.
Himmelberg made the grab. Stoppage now. We saw the St. Olaf men's team, the Berserkers, make it to the final. A lot of fan support for them and singing their fight song afterwards as well.
Oh, sorry, you had it. Yes, so over here, and you're bringing it to us? Okay, the observer ruling, that disc is down. So it is a turnover over here. Play is, hang on. So play is going to restart with a ground touch from white. 10 seconds for purple to pick up the disc and put it into play. Sandra.
Okay, so what we just heard, disc was called down. Players weren't sure, decided to go to the observer, so now Portland will take over.
Gallion has been the one to sling the disc on the last 2 possessions. Faking the flick, going backhand. Almost scooped up, but it's going to hit the turf. You're going to take the high volume usage for number 14. Going to touch the disc a lot. Saw our highlight video earlier. Going to make a lot of plays for this team. Katsevitz looking for call-in, but smacked away for good measure by Elawadi, Hannah Elawadi.
I loved Elawadi's intensity there. That could have been saved by St. Olaf, except for Elawadi making sure that it hit the ground.
Speaking of making sure, there's a block on the other side. Lena Gatto.
Both these teams came here to play. This is what we expected. Now, would I like to see it be cleaner? Absolutely.
The lefty looking for call-in. Great effort from 6 in white, but it's going to go back to Portland here. Often that first point, Kelsey, you got a little bit of nerves in the semifinal. There's a bit of a crowd, so both teams feeling each other out here.
They're looking, I won't say trigger happy, but definitely not settled in. Both of these teams, I would typically describe as very polished. This is not polished play, but they'll get there.
In the end zone, but unable to reel that one in. Annalise Korch.
Yeah, they're rushing things a little bit.
This first point taking a few minutes now of real time. See if one team, it'll be very early, Kelsey, but deciding to call a timeout. High stall, Mulhern, the all-region player, finds a safety valve.
Yeah, I would say if we get maybe 2-3 more turns, I would consider it just to, if you're St. Olaf, to save your offensive line, but this is a defensive win for Portland either way.
They're looking to hammer in the score here. Hayden Ashley, little 7 cut. Gonna get the score and the Portland break. Audrey Steinman on the assist.
Yeah, the fans are ringing with enthusiasm. That was a very impressive pressure from Portland that we saw against a St. Olaf offense that has just really run through so many other teams. One of the things that we did here, and I'll be curious to see how this plays more into, was the Portland coaches talked about how well prepared they felt for this game. Like the pros and cons of St. Olaf is one of the most filmed teams that you're going to see out here. It's fantastic. They love the attention. It's great for the players. It's great for the sport because they play a good game. But at the same time, it means that you get to look at the complexity of what they do, and that's exactly what they said. They're super complex. They run all these incredible systems. They get to look at them. So can St. Olaf stick to their system, not try and adjust too much? Are they ready for what Portland can dish, or has Portland just prepared too well?
Sylvie Mercel, Elise Gallup, the coaches for Vortex. We got 3 on the Portland side as well. Becca Zip, Dan Young, Elise Hollowell. So both of these programs having talented players and then coaches to take that talent, mold it, bring in the systems. Let's go.
Well, and not just talented players, but talented young players. I loved that both of these teams emphasized that they were taking practically new players, but focusing on fundamentals, focusing on their systems, focusing on getting repetitions, investing into the future of these programs. I think both of these teams would love to be in the finals, but both of these teams are also thinking about the longevity and development of their programs, and that's part of what drives them and has good depth.
I don't even know who hit me. I just got slammed. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, we have a foul, no contest. This is over here, coming in 1. Are you all set? Play restarts with your ground check.
I'll call this pretty straightforward compared to last round in the men's, Theo. Call no contest. There we go. Super simple. Get play going again. I'm all for discussion, but I'm also all for flow of play.
This is an offensive point here for Vortex.
Can I mention that I love the contact rule?
Keeps things moving.
I love the contact rule.
Vortex moving it forward here. Char Bachelor now. A lot of D-line players on this O point right now. No Mulhern on the field, for example.
St. Olaf is one of those teams that you'll see play what I would call a rebound line. So they have an entire second line able to play offense, ready to play offense. It develops the depth of who they can trust and rest their starters.
Working around the horn and getting the score eventually. Olsen with the assist.
And watch this rush on the field. St. Olaf knows how to build hype. They love to celebrate, and they're going to build energy and try to turn this into momentum as they send their defense out on the field. And look, again, they didn't have their starters out there. That was their second line. They can trust that second line to go out and get a hold. That's fantastic.
Char Bachelor, second year on the team, making the grab. Stillwater, Minnesota product. Let's get a look here at one of the Portland coaches, Dan Young, who's walking on the field encouraging his team. Rocking the signature orange Portland Rhino hat. I've seen, not just in the West Coast, I see that everywhere at any tournament. You notice those orange hats out there.
We've already talked about hunting season, Theo. Okay, I'm going to stop giggling here. No, but I think that's one of the beautiful things. We've talked about people's ultimate, the people's game, is also just the personality and color and the willingness to embrace the little quirks that make us unique, teams unique, players unique. You see all of that here in D3.
People's Division TM. Hayden Ashley now. Gallion going up line, putting her defender in the dust, faking the backhand now is Gallion.
Love that choice and patience. Beautiful.
Ashley's second goal here. Hayden Ashley going to do a lot of work for this team. They get the clean hold.
Beautiful. That patience on the end zone. And watch as she communicates. She said, no, don't take that one. Cutter turns, leaves the defense in the dust, makes a 7 cut. That's excellent end zone offense.
Gallion getting some club experience with Portland Schwa. So that's what you're going to see with some of these D3 programs where the star players getting experience at big-time club. Gallion being able to do that with Portland Schwa. Speaking of experience, we spoke with the coaching staff of Portland earlier, and they talked about D3 Grand Prix being a great tournament for them. They got wins over Lewis and Clark, Carleton College, and Colorado College. So that connectivity amongst the different regions, not something you might have seen in years past in D3 Ultimate, especially in the women's division. So great to see this year.
Yeah, I love that there are so many, not just signature now college tournaments, but signature D3 tournaments also. You're getting to see this growth. We're seeing the growth in the depth of some of these teams at this D3 tournament. That we're seeing really good matchups all the way through the pools and the brackets, and in these teams we're seeing out on the field today.
Gallion, 4 straight point by my count. Not going to come off the field much, I don't think, for Portland. Talk about preparation. You prepare by putting also your star players on the field. Goto finding Mulhern. Needing a reset. Goto, the lefty, powering this one, looking for a call-in, but it was tipped first by Mallory Body. And then cleaned up Alawadi. Gallion was free, still is. Now a mark is set by Goto. Big around. See if they can get some continue off of that from Body. Now finds Ashley, 2 goals already to her name. A lot of space out for the stack to operate here for Portland. Thought they're going to be caught by Colin, who gets the block. Looking deep in the end zone. Goto versus Gallion. Gets the block, some contact there, leading to an audible O from the crowd.
Interesting. I did think Goto got her hands on it, but it sounds like she didn't think she had possession. That's an honorable play. I respect that.
Spirit of the game in these high moments, too. We talk about that a bunch.
It can be that much more difficult when so much is on the line. That's where character shows.
Olaf does get it back. Good deep defense there.
Bachelor, and a surprising fumble from Mulhart.
Ashley faking up line, gets the reset. Was working against Emma Jansen, still is. Throw and go now. Up the line, power position, has a receiver going deep. Electing to hold it right now. Thought better of it. Gallion trying to shake free of Goto, does so. Up the line. A throw that is caught by Portland. A grab that leads to some cheers from the crowd. That's Hannah Elawadi making the score.
Oh, that's a tough one. You could see. You're getting a look at this. So throw goes up the line. I'm a little ahead of the play here. Yeah. So
you're anticipating it.
I'm anticipating. Here we go. So there's the upline cut. And Goto's just a little lag. She's lagged from that effort she made out there and not getting around, not sealing off the disc. It opens up that break side throw that the defender can't guard. Excellent bid there to bring it in. Portland's just taking advantage. They look almost a little more conditioned to this game. Like this deep in the tournament, they've still got legs. And that's a serious factor. And I will say roster size can absolutely play into it. When you've got those really deep rosters, and we're talking about depth of, not just depth of talent that you can go to, but sheer numbers that you can throw. Portland mentioned that they've had some of these games that they've won very handily. When you do that, you can afford to take your starters out. You can afford to develop those new players, get those legs on. That pays dividends right here in the semis.
Talk about pool play dominance. How about 45 to 15 score differential? How does that sound? How does that sound for you? 45 to 15.
Oh,
that is
bro.
dominance if you ever heard of that. So now this is, like you said, that second O-line. They're the ones who actually scored that O point. So that first O-line has yet to score.
I mean, I listened to Deep Look. I heard Charlie and Keith talking. They were just almost no comment about this Portland team. Like, there's no question. They deserve to be here. They deserve the 1 seed. I was like, okay, I trust you. Sometimes.
Fair. 2 hands strong, Maggie Walsh. Calling Milhop. Milhop gonna pop this in.
Ooh.
For the score.
Scrappy score by St. Olaf. They're gonna have to carve these ones out. That keeps it closer. Portland was getting rolling. 3-2 does not seem that far away, but 4-1 could have felt like a mountain to climb.
Kaisa Olsen with the grab. Grace Milhop, a senior on the team and captain, with the assist.
Olsen's had some big plays. Someone else who I'll be curious to see had some breakout efforts. Lester from earlier. Like the St. Olaf team can battle, but again, just Portland looking so smooth. Like I'm not picking on individuals at this point just because it's been so across the board. Like when it's fantastic when you have 8 or 9 players that are all doing everything that needs to be done. That's good.
Ashley was working downfield. Gallion, of course, working in the handler space. This team has had 1 offensive point. It was a clean hold at that. So offense hasn't been tested. Of course, it's still early in this contest. We thank you for tuning in to Ultiworld's live coverage wherever you are, on YouTube or ultiworld.com. Dis center to Ashley. Gallion going to start downfield for this point. Now gets a little give and go. Going to power this one out. Looking for body. But coming through for the block, Julia Mockert, but a foul is called.
So you're calling foul, you're contesting it. What would you like to do?
I'd like to send it to the observer.
Okay, the observer ruling that there is no foul. So it is a turnover. Play is going to restart with a ground touch from purple. 20 seconds for white to bring it to the line.
Interesting. So no foul.
We're
from the
live,
observer.
20 seconds.
Hard to see from our perspective. I did like the look. I liked the power position going into that throw. It just hung up a little bit. That can be a tough one. I thought the players kept it pretty clean. But now an opportunity for St. Olaf.
This is a Portland offensive point here. Getting free is Batchelor. Caught the first goal for Vortex in the game. Pick called. That will stop play.
What was your stall count? 3. Okay, we're saying 3? Okay, we're going to say 3.
Three on the stall there. Pretty straightforward. Again, these teams getting it going quickly. I appreciate that.
Hand block from Audrey Steinman denying things there. Body now midfield. Looking for Ashley, and that throw too low.
Looked like there was some confusion there. Bit of a pointing of you go, no I go. Kind of, if I'm putting my coaching hat on over here, one of the things I say is if you're not sure, assume it's you. Because then at least you're asserting and not like telling someone to go and then they have to think about it and you've lost 2 seconds.
Quick disc movement, puts him on the doorstep here. Eno. Still needs someone, flips it up for the score and a spike from Maggie Walsh, who is fired up. That's Juliana Eno finding Maggie Walsh.
I respect that patience on the goal line. Had an open player, chose not to like it, wasn't ready for the throw. And I like that. If you're not ready for the throw, don't rush it. It could come off really awkward. But had another cut coming, and that's the system piece that we see from St. Olaf. St. Olaf knows its systems. It knows its end zone set. You're going to have one look, then you're going to have another opportunity. So watch this. The give and go. She goes to the cone, but not ready to throw. The mark flashed across. So Waits has another cut coming. And that was a good flash. It was a really good flash from Portland. It stopped that first look. Gosh, the respect to red zone defense, because sometimes even just making one more throw or like getting that much closer to a stall is a win. You stopped the first look. You stopped the second look. That's a win. Doesn't feel like a win always in the moment. Like, hey, they got the point. But you want to make them have to think about which throw they're throwing. And that decision making, especially in long tournaments like this, builds up to fatigue. That's effective defense.
Ashley, casual one-hand catch there. Gallion pointing for it, gets it
I
in
love
stride.
Gallion downfield.
Rips it in for the scores. Marianne Maxwell. Gallion downfield can be very dangerous, so they got to watch out for that because Gallion had started in the handler space throughout the game, but then started downfield there.
I love that activation. I love Gallion downfield. I've been keeping an eye on Maxwell. I was wanting to see. Maxwell's done a fantastic job crossing over on defense, but wanted to see what kind of impact she could make on this offensive line, and there it was. Perfect in continuation, but the impact, putting Gallion downfield. Yeah, this is exciting. This is Portland with some spice. I could get used to this.
So now you're saying, Olaf, you're the coaches who both play for Minneapolis Pop, a club team out the Minnesota area. So your 0-1 line actually hasn't scored yet. It's been your rebound line. What do you do now? Your 0-1 line is out there, but they haven't been getting it done.
Oh, and you're going to love this one, Theo, because this is a core tenet of the St. Olaf team. Trust. Trust that I will. Trust that I will be there. Trust that I will catch this. Trust that I will get it done. You trust the line that you put out there. You let them do their job. You let them trust themselves, and then they get it done.
Mulhern vertical stack from Vortex. And here we got a zone look out here from Portland.
Yeah, we've seen a bunch of different zones today, Theo. This one, interestingly enough, one of actually the second four-person cups we've seen. Immediately effective, and I don't know that St. Olaf has seen another four-person cup like that before. They're going to have to figure out to adjust to it quickly, because if I'm Portland, I'm throwing that sucker again.
Gallion going to work with Ashley here. Both have crossed over. You got a big roster, but you know they're riding their stars like Body also, who just caught the disc.
Interesting shot from Gallion.
Gallion's do it all right now. Now working in the handler space after starting downfield in the previous offensive point. Going in the end zone. Nice grab under pressure for Portland. Francis Magnuson with the grab and spike. That's another break for Portland.
Portland is so firmly in the driver's seat right now. Defensive pressure, moving smoothly on offense, breaking things open, applying pressure. Even like their crossovers, getting it done quickly. They're saving legs on their end. I mean, Gallion, we're 5-3. Gallion has 4 assists. 4 assists in 5 scores.
Probably going to lead the tournament in assists.
And I'm not sure she's broken a sweat yet. Like she's not slacking, but she's not working that hard.
Crowd starting to fill up here in the stands, enjoying the semifinal action. Sunny Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And here, take a look at this. This is more or less their 0-1 though. Mulhern's back on the field. Goto, Colin, Ellie McDonald too. So maybe a change up of different strategy here.
Really good looking pull from Ashley.
Goto, nice high elevator back end. See, that's what they want to. You want to see if you're Vortex, get that continue over.
Theo, I'm curious, in earlier games on the stream, they didn't have Goto in this handle set as their back three. They were crossing her more aggressively over to the defensive line. And that was working for them. It was working actually really effectively. So I'm kind of curious if that's thrown them a little bit off their stride or if this is what they feel is more comfortable.
That over the top with the lefty has been working. It's just once it gets to that break side, can they funnel it over, keep it moving downfield?
They need that next cut. They've got the first one, but the next one wasn't there. Good aggression, though, from Mulhern to keep it alive.
Goto now trying to feather it forward. Nice snag, keeping things alive. McDonald. Back to Mulhern.
McDonald's athletic, can definitely make plays. But St. Olaf needs to be careful about getting pinned on this sideline.
Trying to swing it forward. They do just that, finding Jansen. Jansen loading up the fake. Back to Goto. Melting into person now is Uproar. Stall rising. Needs something. And that something is going to be Katsevitz, who catches the score.
Airs it out. It was a bailout shot, but it was a pretty one. And that's a release point. Again, St. Olaf keeps scrapping its way in to staying close with Portland. Portland feels like they're in the driving seat, but the score doesn't show it. Score 5-4. I'm curious how these teams feel, because if you look at body language here, get another look at this play. Just, it sits so pretty. Put good touch on it, didn't rush it, could have gotten the pressure, could have gotten to McDonald. And she could have zipped it out and made it really hard, but instead stayed, that again, that composure element of St. Olaf showing that they've been in these pressure situations before. They can take the heat and can still perform.
All region honorable mention, a captain on this team as well. This is Grace Millhop set to pull. Millhop, been on this team for a few years now. Veteran presence.
Nice rip from Millhop. I will always show respect for pulls, especially in bound ones.
It's true. Ashley looking deep. Who's that for? No one home right there for Portland. Millhop also playing for Pop in the club division. So some club experience on both sides.
We haven't seen a lot of Millhop yet this game, but Millhop is a real engine for this defensive line. And if this D-line gets cooking, it can be a different story. But they got to get a chance, and that's too early. They got to make the offense work a little harder to get Portland out of their groove.
Moving that forward, beautiful shot there from Marianne Maxwell. Finds Ashley. Ashley was looking for Steinman, but not going to work out.
I like the follow through from Bachelor just to make sure this one's not getting pulled up. It's down. Okay, so another chance.
Second break opportunity for Olaf. No O-line crossovers, straight D-line here. That throw doesn't hit the target, but then puts Portland at midfield at least.
Yeah, I like that choice. Reset wasn't available. Really good reset defense, and that's the difference maybe of what we've seen.
Gallion looking to the end zone. What a throw from J.J. Gallion. Remember the name right now. Mallory Body with the reception.
The impact of Gallion in these matchups, because Millhop has won most of her foot races. She's been the available reset. She's the person they want in that space, but not if Gallion's on her. Like if I'm that, maybe I put Millhop on the front of the stack and cycle someone else in, because you don't want Gallion in the reset space. That's almost a threat of a Gallion. But then also that counterattack, technically an offensive hold. I do like that St. Olaf got 2 looks there.
You have a timeout on the field. Portland now taking their first timeout of the first half.
Portland up 6-4 here, taking a timeout. I mean, Gallion's, I think, played every point. I don't think I've seen 14 off the field at this point, so
Yeah.
a timeout is important. So right now, if you're enjoying the action, there's more to come. Semifinal action. Drop what you're doing. Take your phone out, scan the QR code, folks. YouTube stream, let's get it. Scan the QR code, ultiworld.com/live. You can get event packs, all access subscriptions as well. You can catch more D3 action, including the finals tomorrow, as well as Division 1 in Madison, Wisconsin. So take your phone out, scan the QR code, or head to ultiworld.com/live.
So I'm a little curious, Theo, getting back onto the field, what Portland had to say in that huddle. Because they're playing so well. They're playing really in stride. Like, yes, 2 turns. Like, maybe that's standards for them. Oh, 2 turns. Don't want to. But does it almost ice the offense a little bit? Like, I don't see that in Ultimate, though, that much. I see that
Not
in other
free throws,
sports,
yeah,
right?
I hear what you're saying.
Right? But that could almost be a thing of like, they're right here. They're 2 points away from half. And hey, look. Oh, look at this. Look at the line they put up. Okay. Okay, I see you. Rest. And then look at this line they put out. I'd call this a kill line. I see Gallion. Ashley's still out there. Who else we got, Theo? Help me.
They got Morgan Bridges, who's an O-line player as well, out on the field. So they do have multiple stalwarts. Annalise Korch, who's been a big part of their defensive line, also on the field. I don't think 14 and 12 are really going to come off for Portland.
Looks like Magnuson crossing over as well.
Standard 0-1 here for Vortex. Pretty big tipping point as we head towards the end of this first half with half at 8. Certainly don't want to go down 3 here and really spot Portland this big advantage.
Yeah, Ultimate is a mental game just as much as it is a physical.
Great handler defense. Locking down was Gallion, forcing a high stall throw. It might still work out in Ola's favor, and it is. Colin now. Nice safety valve to have downfield. Now Mulhern gets free of Gallion.
And Colin's got such good awareness of stall is high. Look for it. Wait for it. And there it is. Again, this is the 3rd time St. Olaf looks like they're about to crack. Portland looks like they're going to break it wide open. Looks like they're in the driver's seat. And still, right there, neck and neck, 6 and 5.
When you're the team, we're going to say based on seeding and kind of what we see in the regular season, when you're the team perhaps not favored, you just got to stay within striking distance and see what can happen. You just want to stay within it, and that's what they're doing.
Yeah. So far, Portland hasn't blinked. So far, it's been St. Olaf that really feels like they're having to make the effort, scrap back in, climb their way back in. They're doing it. They're staying, up energy and hype. Again, and this, I think, comes back to that systems piece. Colin, we saw that just now on the replay. Getting high stall count. Okay, look for. They don't do something small. They know to look for space. They know to throw it to space. They know to make an advantage. But if your players know that's coming, can anticipate and attack it, they've got the advantage on the defense. And they are able to keep it viable.
What I like too from Mulhern is was shut down initially with those handler cuts by Gallion, but then bursting downfield to get the reset from Colin. So not really phased. That's the resilience you want to see.
Ooh, and in a foot race, Mulhern versus Gallion.
Ooh, I like that.
Right? We saw a little bit of it. Gallion wasn't quite ready for it. Maybe step behind.
Isolating Gallion, but there's a poach in the deep space. Millhop coming out with the block. Not quite a snake in the grass, but definitely was aware of the isolation cutting pattern of Gallion there.
Good help defense. That's just, again, good systems, good help defense.
Speaking of defense, Ashley getting it right back for Portland. And gets the bookends.
Oh, the quick attack capabilities. These teams are both so good, Theo. Looking at Gallion, just the awareness, the composure. I watched Gallion square up and look, check, 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 throw. Here, watch this again. Here we go. Big throw, Millhop, beautiful, just help D, but a little bit too casual. Really good D there by Ashley. And watch, looking, checking, square, doesn't have a mark yet, moves over, pulls the mark over, takes the throw she wants.
By my count, 6 assists for JJ Gallion, 3 goals here for Hayden Ashley, including a block. Both of those on your screen right now. Going to be out on the field once again. And this is big. Timeout in the bag. Up 7-5, chance to take half. Going to start on an offense in the second half. So Portland really going to try to ramp this up with their D-line call.
Yeah, Gallion out there again. Not as many crossovers as a couple. We still got Maxwell. I feel like Ashley's been anchoring this D-line a little bit more. Oh, and here you're going to hit one of my pet peeves.
Tell us.
Oh, keep your pulse in pounds. But, drill those, please, until it is in the fibers of your muscle memory and you never, ever pull out of bounds unless the wind is, driving. Now, I'll give this. We're seeing more push of wind than we have in a while. I'll give it that. I said wind, and I went looking for it. I went, okay, there's wind. But then adjust for the wind. Like, throw angle to the wind, where the wind's going to push it down. I'll let you talk. I'll get off my soapbox.
We do like the soapbox, though. So don't stop that. Katsovitz's throw turfed a little bit. Gallion looking like she was going to pick up the disc. Instead, likes the matchup with Goto, and gets the disc. Now going for the flick. This one's going to edge out and is caught. Waiting for the ruling. It's ruled a score. Marianne Maxwell with the grab. Gallion 7 assists in the first half as Portland is up 8-5.
Holy cow. That was such a good read by Maxwell. McDonald was right there in her hip pocket. Saw it, adjusted, didn't go where the defender was, read the disc itself, trusted that she had a better read than the defender, rewarded with the score. And feast.
Gallion showing that feasting motion right now, feeling good.
That one has been very popular this year.
Gallion finds Maxwell for the score as Portland's up 8-5 at half.
Let's put our living stereo stylus in this groove.
And that one is pulled down.
Josie Gillette, inside forehand to Warder, who goes up and gets it.
Away with a blade and a great one-handed catch.
Caught by Chang.
Great layout block from Samuel. Alan Villanueva climbing the ladder and then jumping off the ladder. Mountain pops in the air and a great grab. Looking to break to take half. Radovsky to the end zone and the layout catch.
Baby shark, baby shark. That's a breaking that's a break.
Welcome back to Ulti World's live coverage of the 2019 D3 College Championships. From the center of the sun, College Station, Texas.
Abby Chang going for it all.
Absolutely, just ripped it.
Unmarked. And she puts up a beautiful shot.
And now Solomon challenging Chunmoy deep. And a great layout grab.
It's the around break for Samuels, and she tracks it down.
And a great layout catch block. And there it is, once again, Noah Chun Hoi.
Great and Cowan.
DiLorenzo looking for the goal right away. That one's floating though. And Villanueva goes up. He goes up so early and so high. Great block.
Hand block by Gillette.
Salzman goes up big with the hook to DiLorenzo.
DiLorenzo has a step and the height advantage. And a great one-handed catch. Kai DiLorenzo, are you kidding me? Now looking to air it out once again, looking for Strensky. A great toe of the line by Zoe Hecht. Now Air Force airing it out, looking for Villanueva deep, and that is an absolute dime.
Now Gillette unmarked, and that's a recipe for a backhand huck. Hecht with the fall down forehand.
Making them 2019 national champions.
National championship in her hands.
Thank you, USA Ultimate!
Second half action coming at you in the first of two women's semifinals of the 2024 Division III College Championships. And what you're watching right now is the JJ Gallion show, folks. 7 assists in the first half to help Portland be up 8-5. Theo Wan here with Kelsey Percy. Kelsey, JJ all over the field, cutting, handling, defense.
Yeah, I'll hit you up on that defense. 7 assists, super shiny. But even more impressive has been Gallion's ability to take key players out of the St. Olaf offense and defense out of contention. Gallion has been able to shut down Mulhern, been able to shut down Millhop, all in that reset space, making it really difficult for St. Olaf to get any kind of flow, any kind of momentum going with their offense. They've had escape valves. I'd almost say they've gotten lucky within their systems. They've had their bailouts, but they're not able to do business as usual, and that has definitely been to Portland's advantage.
Millhop with a pull here to get things going. See Steinman now centering to Hayden Ashley. Talk about Gallion. Ashley's also played a lot of O&D. Isolating Gallion in space. Was working against Eno there. Low throw, is it caught? And that's up. Looks like as play was going to continue, but now it's halted. Marianne Maxwell making the grab.
Announcer.
So signal contesting that the disc was caught.
Talking. Yep, conferring.
I get one more look at that replay. Yeah, so call was up. We agree with that up in the booth, but we have the benefit of replay. So kudos to the observers. They do not get enough credit for what they do.
That's a very true point. Maxwell now spinning around for the reset was Steinman. Great cut from Ashley looking for the inside throw, but that's always a tight window. And in this case, weren't able to hit it.
That's a really tight window for an inside-out flick. I really prefer the option of the lefty backhand there. It's just softer, hangs out a little bit. Strongly encourage young players to develop that throw and have that as a go-to option.
Olsen now over to Eno. Eno working against Gallion here. Reset, but Millhop can't come up with it. I think thinking too much about the next throw there. Looking into the end zone, and it's a score for Portland.
Thinking about the next throw or thinking about Gallion on her back hip. Could be a lot of things. That pressure accumulates, but instead, just opening up and pouring down the pressure and bodied with the explosive. I love that quick attack. It's everything it needs to be. Yeah, unusual. Millhop super reliable and hustles, you know, gets up immediately, but from the ground to there, just has no way to catch up to body.
Who threw that disc? Someone we may have said already, Gallion. That is number 8 now.
Yep.
Put a stat counter on the bottom of the screen or something like that. We need it.
I'm looking for a pun having to do it with like an octogenarian, and it's not coming to me. But whew, yeah, stacking up the stats.
We'll say the Vortex offensive line, Mulhern specifically, all smiles still on the line, so they're happy to be out there. No, they're going for a title, but they're keeping spirits high, and that's going to help them as they continue to try to mount a comeback. Going to have to start with this offensive point, though.
And I'll say one of the things. I think both of these teams no team doesn't want to win the championship, but also part of it is, what are your expectations coming in? What are your goals there? Your goals to play your game, to win your sets, to be here for each other. Can you accomplish that at this point? Great, you're still winning. Now that's tough when you get down of, sometimes you need just a little bit more drive to get you over that hump and get you out of this hole that you're now in, because you're 4 down to Portland.
Nice around to Colin, putting into the chest to be sure-handed here. Gallion against Mulhern in the handler space once again. But it's Katsovitz now moving it forward.
This looks like St. Olaf offense. That structure, that cut series, I've seen that so many times before.
McDonald going up the line to Goto, and they needed that one to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, that feels like St. Olaf and strat. I'm curious if that will trigger, again, more of that smoothness, the polish from that offense that we're used to seeing. But the celebration is all Olaf. Another look at this. Goto with the poise. And just the quick attack. Goto's been a little quiet compared to last year. Last year, obviously breakout player of the year, super impactful. But as they're getting more into these high pressure, high stakes situations, leaning more and more on Goto as a player and rising to the occasion.
How will Portland respond here? They got an 0 point out of half after taking advantage of a turnover from Vortex. See if they can go a little smooth on this one. Because remember, they don't just got this game, they got to think about it's the final tomorrow as well. So you got to think about conservation of mileage. I'm not saying this game is over by any stretch of the imagination, but if you're a coaching staff, you have so many other things to manage. And one of them is the mileage on players' legs.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can't afford to check out of this game. It's not in the bag yet. But if you're confident, and Portland is very confident.
Speaking of confidence, look at that throw. Body out there, and there's a lot of offensive players on the field. Mulhern, Goto, Colin for Vortex, but it's the Portland offense is that working.
I like this Goto-Gallion matchup. Goto didn't get first or second option, had to go with a third, but still got the reset.
Goto, defense on Gallion, forcing a high stall situation. And it's taken away, so those O-line crossovers helping out there.
First time, that is the first time that Gallion has not gotten the exact look that she wanted in the time that she wanted it. That could be interesting. If I'm St. Olaf, I'm sticking Goto on Gallion's hip.
Mulhern to tap it in. See a poach in the lane, but it doesn't matter because it's going to go to the break side. Millhop, been a big time part of the D-line, will stay out there. All unders right now for St. Olaf. Great cut from Mulhern, not hit by Katsovitz. Will this stay in bounds? It'll be out. McDonald, another O-line transplant. Can't come up with it because it was out of bounds. Ashley walking up now has the disc. Goto once again on Gallion. Trying to 7-cut, get to the middle of the field. Power position, Hawk. Money. Just money from Gallion right now.
You said it, Theo. That was stunning. And even the cut, I will say not just the cut from Gallion, but the throw to get to Gallion was beautifully placed. That can be overthrown. Look at this. Ashley's throw was perfect. Gallion's throw was perfect. This is gorgeous ultimate.
So we saw Goto stop Gallion that one time. That one, Goto had a number for a bit, but then Gallion with the veteran wherewithal to kind of do the 7-cut there.
Yeah, St. Olaf showing that they can bring the pressure, but then Portland doing such a good job of responding. It is the hallmark of a fantastic offense when they can turn the disc and earn it right back, when they can exert defensive pressure themselves. So really curious to see who Portland will send out here now. 10-6, up 4. And what's your tipping point? Do you play it hard all the way through? Do you burn Gallion all the way through? Or at what point do you start to pull back a little bit? And can they afford to with a team like Olaf?
Goto back out on the field for St. Olaf. No Mulhern though, or Colin. Katsevitz not out there either. So more D-line players, disc in the hands of Omit. And Omit gonna have to work through this zone, zipping it forward to Maggie Walsh.
I think the zone took St. Olaf off guard. Again, that kind of almost spongy, I won't say amoeba, but just really absorbent 4-person cup.
Goto looking deep, but Ashley will snack in for the block.
I'm guessing that was high stall count. I like the choice to send it deep.
Goto working against Gallion in transition, has the disc, dumps it off, receives it back, teammate going deep, and Elawadi. Elawadi had kind of to search for the disc. It was a tough angle coming over her shoulder there.
Yeah, that was a good power position. I think was too focused on getting the throw off before Goto got in position. Still actually had a fraction of a second. Oh, and that's a tough collapse there at the end. Looks like Elawadi choosing to stay on the point, so glad she's not injured. But now St. Olaf having to go the whole length of the field again.
That's a dual purpose. You have a chance to get the score, obviously, and then make the the offensive line for St. Olaf work here. High stall situation once again. Ashley is there, but it's not her that will come down with it. It's Eno instead. Juliana Eno, strong-handed.
We haven't heard a lot from Eno this game, but definitely have seen her rise to the occasion in other games this tournament. Again, just the depth on this St. Olaf team, considering that they told us again, they are a young team. Portland is a young team, but they look so polished.
Portland only 2 seniors. Gallion is one of them, so they're gonna have to replace that production next year. But of course, they're focused on the here and now, which is this great semifinal.
Good effort there from Goto to keep it in play.
Reset to Hannah Omit. Good pressure, but able to stick with it, Walsh. Then finding Olsen. Olsen had Omit, but now needs somebody else. Finds Eno.
St. Olaf is usually really good about clearing out and making space. Got a little congested there, but now they look like they have it under control again.
Gallion, good defense on Goto, making things difficult. This disc gonna pop up and red zone turnover.
That's a tough one. And it's risky. If I'm Gallion and she's signaling, I'm attacking the deep space again.
Grab for the score, not in, was gonna signal. And before I can even do that, there's a call.
Do we get to say Callahan?
I was thinking about it, but can't do it just yet, as Walsh did make the grab, but let's see what the discussion is here.
Is it okay if I add my input? Just because it happened in our last game is when the defense I'm still getting a test because I think I still had it worse. Okay, can we send it to you?
Sure. So the observer ruling is that it is not a strip foul. It's going to be White's disc right here on the goal line. It is going to be, I know we're about 1 foot away. It's still a ground check. Bring it to the line. Ground check it on the line. Okay? Ground check here. You have to walk to the line and check it on the line. All right. When you are ready, White.
Okay, so there we are. St. Olaf getting to keep the disc. Incredible intensive pressure there, and now they are red zone. And just like that, they score.
Offensive point and hold for St. Olaf. Walsh dishing it to Omid, then getting back to receive the score. 10-7 the scoreline right now. Needed that hold to stay in it.
And this is the scrappiness, the tenaciousness that we've seen from St. Olaf. Again, just this powerful wave of sound if we're going to the upper air pun, because you've been doing them all weekend.
It's true.
But St. Olaf keeps finding ways to get it done. Like, there were how many occasions where they were working down the field, all the way down the field, but also without their starters. Goto, yes, taking on the task of tackling Gallion, but working through every other player. I will say, I'm curious, because we're battling two things here, Theo. Fatigue of a long tournament, and the heat is turning up. We haven't talked about it really up to this point, because it's been a cooler day. Been way more comfortable. Yeah. Yesterday was not fun for May in Wisconsin. Good Lord. But yeah, it's starting to heat up. We had nice cloud cover. That is going away. That's going to add to the fatigue load of these players.
Gallion still calling for it, zipping around, receives it now. Looking deep for Maxwell, but it's swatted away. Great defense from Millhop.
And that's the Millhop that we've seen early in this tournament. Definitely an impactful player. And now you see the value too. Another look at this. Off-handed tip there. Tracking the disc, almost out of reach, but just managed to knock it off its course.
Millhop with the disc. Walsh releasing out of the stack.
And now I'm curious with Millhop on this Gallion, are they going to adjust and take Millhop out of the cycle, or still try and run the resets?
Nino was looking for a teammate there in Mockert, a rookie, but tight throw, tight window.
You know, it actually surprises me that Mockert is a rookie. Also someone that I've said name of multiple times in the previous screen.
Steinman needs a reset. The sure handlerness of Ashley, as I say that, throws it right to Eno's arms.
Eno tracking up some Ds this second half.
Bit of a tumble there. Gallion's right back up, a gamer out there. That may have actually helped Vortex, as a lot of Portland players had stopped. High stall. Foul called. Olsen calling that one. Uncontested foul. Maxwell not going to contest it as a defender there. Walsh on this close sideline. Portland player taking a tumble in Morgan Bridges.
Foul call here, but did it affect the play? Okay, no call. All right, when you're ready, start play.
So I think a little confusion on the field. A lot of players stopping because there was a call, but because the call didn't affect the play, play goes on.
Gallion working against Millhop here. Faking deep, trying to come under. Millhop is there. Two-hand strong now, going deep. Looking for body. And that connection has been working out for Portland all game long. That's the 4th time those two have linked up for a score. All 4 being assists from Gallion to body on the reception.
Have we hit double digits yet, Theo? Are we double digits on assists for Gallion?
10 assists.
10! 10 assists for Gallion. I need another animal. Holy what? Holy what, Theo?
I don't even know at this point. It's just so hard to describe because to have this many assists in a semifinal, that's not common, folks. Don't expect that every semifinal. We got one more coming, and you know, maybe it's going to happen, but.
Does it get any better if St. Olaf forces backhand? Like, does that make any difference?
Look at the stat line. Just look at it.
And
only 3 turns recorded.
Exactly. That's where I was headed, Theo, for the quantity of volume. Now, I will say a lot of these are strikes to the heart. Of just some of these are range, a lot of these are hucks, but only 3 turns. Have we started Player of the Year conversations? Not on this stream necessarily.
Hey, we might be starting the petitioning right now. Talked about Will Brandt earlier as a Player of the Year nominee, and I mean, Gallion's got to be in that conversation.
Oh, you were on that hype train.
I mean, I'm on the Gallion hype train too now.
Yeah, this is unreal.
First team All-American last year, you see why. Certainly got to be in that consideration this year as well as Player of the Year, no doubt.
Well, and Schwa is no mean achievement.
Mulhern now. Goto's also out there as they're going to have to deal with this zone. Korch on the mark. Nice through shot. Can they get something downfield though?
That was risky. They're doing a really good job of working this, not letting the defense set. But now they're locked in. McDonald looking a little bit uncomfortable.
Jansen needs something right now. Gonna pop up this flick. Two-hand dunk.
Bail out again with Colin. I told you. But it's the expectation, the awareness of a high stall count and knowing that it's coming.
Portland electing to stay with the zone, despite St. Olaf working into the attacking third of the field. Little give and go action.
It's still really tough once you're pinned on that sideline, though, because if you've got someone crashing, it means that the other team can collapse their cup. But now they're out.
Swinging around to Colin now. Colin trying to direct traffic. Needs a reset. Finds it in Jansen. Jansen inside to Colin, not in. Oh, thought about the flip. Then throws the score. Little elbow spike, a subtle one from Ellie McDonald, but don't celebrate too quickly. I stand corrected, it is a goal now, waiting for the observer signal. Colin to McDonald.
So an effective pressure from the zone of Portland, but Olaf able to work it through. Really good side to side. They got trapped for a while, but continuing to stay poised. That bailout from Colin was crucial. They don't get that point without that bailout. And then Colin again, awareness, trying to tap it in. But I like this communication, the verbal, the pointing, being patient, clearing out the space, not trying to force it into small plays.
Colin and Mockert, two players I've played within the Madison Mufabots YCC organization. So getting some of that youth club experience, bringing that over. Mockert just a rookie, doesn't play like one out there. Colin showing some of that experience as well, knowing when to release as a safety valve, knowing her height plays a big role in the team's success.
Oh, that's what I told you. It shocks me when Mockert is a rookie. And the poise, but I think that's a good part of the test. We talked about strong tournaments earlier. some of the high caliber competition these teams have faced throughout the season. It really shows. It shows right here at this point of this tournament here in the semifinal.
Portland won their region, sent Whitman, who was ranked all year, or was highly ranked in the Ultra World Power Rankings for D3. They're not even in this tournament. Sweets were knocked out at regionals. Magnuson resetting, finding Steinman. Gallion a little bit less active on this point, letting others operate, including Body. He's caught a few Portland goals, 4 to be exact. Eno now on Gallion, so trying someone perhaps with a little bit of length, making things a little bit tricky.
Also potentially resting the legs of Gatto. You've got a gap to close.
All right, yep, so there's contact because of foul.
Okay, so contact, resetting stall count, but I like the athleticism of Eno on this matchup. But can she match the quickness of Gallion?
That's the question. It was not on that one. Little head spike. She gets the goal. Not an assist on this one, but instead a goal with the assist from Steinman.
Yeah, just watching it. Keep your eyes on Gallion. Look at it. There's a one-step jab and the acceleration right through. And the length of the leg and the speed. Eno has speed, but quickness in small spaces. Not necessarily the same. Gallion says, okay. I'll start to rack up my goals now. Please and thank you. Ah, and look at the fans. Loving the turnout we're hearing. The claps, the noise, the enthusiasm. This is part of what picks these teams up. St. Olaf has fans out in the crowd as well, seeing some of those colors. Love the purple swirls. A lot of Portland Uproar fans in the crowd right now.
St. Olaf, too, was showing out earlier. Many of them have stayed. See the St. Olaf men's team as well on the fence cheering on their squad. Gallion with the pulse. See Dan Young getting right in there in the shot. Mulhern having to deal with the zone here. Look at those 4 Portland players converging on the disc. Colin now. Gatto and Mulhern trying to be steady in the handler space. Great second effort from Colin. Bringing some fans up with their seats in the bleachers.
Yeah, Colin a little slow to get up. Wonder if the fatigue is starting to accumulate. I like Mulhern on this outside, though. I like that they're putting some of their strong handlers here on these outside corners. So if they get trapped, they're still in the game.
Emily Mulhern also had a sister who played on this team in Anna Mulhern. A little family affair on this squad. Thought about it, gonna go with the fake instead, dropping it off. Gatto very poached. Had Colin, but faked it with Gallion in coverage.
Yeah, this defense really falling apart. Just picked it open. That is the best looking, and here you go. You show a team, a defense enough times, they start to adjust, they start to get used to it, they start to get in flow. I will say, as someone who typically plays in the handle position, zones are one of my favorite things to both be in and to play against. It's so much fun. It's a challenge, carve it apart, and you start to see that, and that builds confidence. So if I'm Portland, I'm going to change it up a little bit. Do they have another zone look? Do they have a poach? You still want to knock a team like St. Olaf, who has pull sets. They have set plays that they can run. You want to knock them out of that. That's where the zone's so effective. But can you throw something else where they're not quite as smooth? Make them think again. You're in the home stretch, 12-9, almost there.
Katsovic scoring the second goal of her game for St. Olaf. Millhop with the pull. Portland has held this lead, and I think at times maybe felt a little threatened, but they've held that cushion. Can Vortex just put a little bit of that pressure right now? Put a little bit of doubt in Portland's mind. Ashley reset, finding Steinman, who's been steady as that kind of third handler there. Body now at midfield.
Who has been unstoppable is Body. Look at the yardage difference. Where is her defender? Where did the defender go?
Someone is still poached here.
Is that a deliberate because they're not keeping up with? Just a choice to poach the deep? It's possible. It's an interesting choice. This Body's pretty dangerous. But if you're most worried about Body attacking the deep,
I was like, I thought it was here, but okay.
Okay, so we've got a foul uncontested. Gonna get stopped. Play going again.
Great defense from Eno. Gallion eventually gets free, but a stall is called.
Okay, you want to go to the observer? Observer rules that yes, it was a stall. We got the T before the disc was thrown. So observer ruling is stall. It's going to be White's disc right here.
That's big. That is really, really big. Okay. So finally, successful defensive pressure from St. Olaf. Able to get the stall. Able to get an opportunity here. Now can they take advantage of it? Get their way back into this game.
Tipped. Second effort almost there for Vortex, but Portland will get a reprieve on this 0 point.
Yeah, Walsh not quite able to pull it in.
Gallion up the 9 working against Eno. Looking crossfield for guess who? It's Body with the grab. Another connection from 14 to 42. Sound like a broken record, but that's the 5th time that's happened today.
Yeah, that is a powerful connection. And a lot of them in this same shape. When you're letting Gallion get this low side of the field and then tacking back across, the shape of that flick has been consistent. Body knows where to cut for it, and Body has such incredible speed, no one's closing in.
2 seniors, both of them connecting on the score. They're looking for their first ever title. Their best finish came back in 2021. Lost in the semis last year, tied for 3rd. 2 points away from heading to the final here. Their first time since that 21 season. And on this next point, a surprise, but no Gallion on the field. Gallion's on the sideline right now.
Oh, Gallion's their closer. And she's been on how many consecutive points?
Ashley, though, still on the field, so don't forget her. Body's out there as well.
Yeah, no lack of star power on this Portland team. Again, young team. Graduating so many seniors. I believe we said 8.
From last year, yeah. So they had to deal with some of those losses, right? McKaylee Kruger being one of them, Julia Handley, amongst many others. So having to replace that, of course, you keep the Donovan nominee and Gallion on the team, but let's see what St. Olaf can do here.
Yeah, another beautiful pull from Ashley, sending St. Olaf way back.
Colin had to spin around there. Couldn't reel that one in.
Yeah, that's not my favorite look. It's that same third. You have to be almost moving in towards the inside of the field and then angling back to be able to catch that. Otherwise, you're turning around exactly like Colin was forced to do.
Great handler cut there from Morgan Bridges to get free and open. Swatted. No second effort or opportunity. This is a Vortex O point right now with Mulhern picking up, marked by Mallory Body.
Yeah, Himmelberg had that D and then immediately cut. Almost had a chance for bookends.
Jansen now with the disc. Has Himmelberg, who then resets it to Mulhern, doing a lot of work trying to get free as the reset. Mulhern pops it over to Collin for the score. Vortex staying in it.
Vortex won't go down without a fight. And now they do get to send their defense out one more time. Portland is close, but they haven't sealed the deal. They've got to push all the way through. They can't flinch now. They're only separated by 3.
A short field turnover or something like that can really change the tide. So you really got to stay focused if you're Portland. We talked about how well prepared they are. They believe they're the most prepared team in this tournament. They believe that they've done the scouting. You talked about the dominance a little bit earlier, and they've been able to use that for their benefit throughout this tournament.
Now, we talked about scouting, but they were not even just scouting preseason coming into it, but during the tournament, being able to look at film, but also sending coaches, being able to look at other games, just actively confident and seeking that edge into their next game, constantly looking forward. It's that planning out for the future and the belief that they can get there. That's what's seeing them into this game.
Gallion going deep. There is a poach off the back though. And that throw is going to be too far either way. I like the defensive setup though with Walsh there.
Yeah, I love that help look from Walsh. And that's, again, the systems piece, that constant heads up. They've been a little shaken out of it. We haven't seen it as much, but it's there. And part of that is also a little bit more of that vertical look versus the more horizontal that we've seen up to this point from Portland.
Goto, dangerous thrower, disc in the hands right now of number 11.
Maxwell taking the Goto matchup. Doesn't have quite the same foot speed, but still very athletic.
Eno is open and going to receive the disc once again. Gallion has fallen into the Millhop matchup instead.
And I like that. Look at that. Millhop clearing through, saying out, go someone else. Taking Gallion out of the equation.
Eno needing a reset here. Had one Omit, but the clap catch comes up empty.
Omit needs to scoot. Body immediately taking strides towards the end zone, but no one came to pick it up. Body isolated in the deep space. And Ashley's got that throw.
Maxwell now working against Goto. Gallion trying to beat Millhop to the spot, does so and gets the goal. The 14th score. Second goal for Gallion. Portland can feel it now.
What a show. What a show. I love the matchups, the planning, who they need to take out of the equation, what's going to stymie the defense on this counterattack. It's been one of the most effective pieces of this St. Olaf arsenal is the ability of its defense to counterattack on a turn. And right now, Portland able to stymie it, get right back into it, punch in a score. 14-10, they are on the doorstep.
Vortex calling a timeout here. You're down 14-10. Got to power up a line here.
All right, a little bit of bracket action here. So we're in this Portland St. Olaf game. Game point here. Next up, Middlebury Carleton Eclipse. We are looking forward to this one, y'all. Middlebury perennial power, Carlton. D3 royalty. It's going to be a showdown here at 6 o'clock.
Stay tuned for it, folks. We still got action coming up in this game. 1 point away is Portland. You know the coaches aren't sleeping. Becca's out there talking with the team. Becky Zip, excuse me. Dan Young, Elise Hollowell. They know it's not over yet. That preparation is going to stay from point 0 to 15. You can't just let up now.
Nah, you got to pour it all in. Though I will say, and I've seen this from other teams, I respect the teams that don't put a kill line out, that are so confident in the depth of their team that they're willing to put their D line out, not cross over, and just let them go into work. Let them go out and earn it. We're seeing again that 4-person zone. St. Olaf was able to get around it by moving quickly, but they've got to keep it moving quickly, and that's risky.
It's not that risky. I think they think that when Collins out there able to snag that disc down, been a safety release valve all game. Romy Hollins out there for St. Olaf getting some burn. See a bit of D&O. I'm gonna maybe hypothesize, looking at some of their roster construction, this might be like a senior-laden group here after they called that timeout. A lot of veteran players on the field right now.
Yeah, right now St. Olaf is hunting for one more chance to take the field. They'd love to get their defense out one more time. And they're close. They're on the doorstep. They are right there.
Colin needs something, finds Mulhern.
They've shown great red zone discipline up to this point. Can they do it now?
Colin still not in. Knocking on the door, and they finally break through into the house as Ellie McDonald gets the grab.
And they do it again. In theory, they should be out. It's game point. But they're able to go through a clean hold right here on game point. That's clutch. So now the interesting choice becomes, what do you do with your D-line? Do you do any crossovers? What do you do right here? Because it's been tough. They haven't really been able to stymie Portland at any point in this game. They've got some turns, but they really haven't punched the brakes in.
Portland kind of went more secondary there on their lineup construction because Ashley wasn't on the field, Body, Gallion, so they kind of said, hey, we're going to try to win it on O right now.
Yeah, let's take a breath. Like I said, that trust of the D-line, let them go out. They earn it, fantastic. That's confidence building to the next generation. If not, our O's rested, they're ready to get the job done. So Portland out, they know they've got a job to do. Who does St. Olaf bring to the table to try one last time to stop this Portland Uproar team?
Char Batchelor is out there. So is Omid for what seems like a third point in a row. Mulhern too, Colin, Millhop I believe as well. So here we go. This is game point in the semifinals for Portland, trying to get back to the final for the first time since 2021. Knocked out in the semis last year.
Oh, a flat mark on Gallion. Yes, please and thank you.
Getting free is Ashley, looking in the end zone, but too far.
I think they might have gone backhand mark and flat on Gallion. Yes, adjustments on defense. Adjustments on defense to take out the power of Gallion's flick. Oh, such a happy day.
Coach Kelsey loving it in the booth here, for sure. Can they take advantage here with this D-line offense? Short field now, Portland. Can they taste a spot in the finals? Gallion gonna call off Ashley, say walk, I'm gonna take it. Wants her at the dump.
If I'm Gallion, I want to give and go. I want to attack the end zone.
Does just that. Swatted by Colin. Caught by Gallion. And that's how Uproar is gonna win. They're headed to the finals.
What an incredible play. Colin knew what was coming, got a hand on it. Gallion, explosive, closed it, brought it in, and called for it. Said, this is mine. Let's close the deal. Let's take it home. Watch this. Backs up, turns Colin around. Colin has such a wingspan. The defense converges, but it is Gallion who brings it home.
15 points Portland scored. Gallion was involved either throwing or receiving 14 of those. JJ Gallion, you had a game. Remember the name? JJ Gallion out here.
That's history. Wow.
11 assists, 3 goals.
I am quite frankly speechless. And yeah, let's look at this. I mean, so even on break chances. Now breaks executed, there's your differential right there. Look at that, 5 and 2. Vortex earned their Ds, but they got stymied. I think this is that preparation that Portland talked about. They did such a good job of knowing who to neutralize on the counterattack. Clean holds though, impressive 8 from Vortex. I mean, again, 2 really good teams here. What a performance, what a semifinal.
Portland gonna cruise to the final with some momentum here off the back of a performance of JJ Gallion. Other stars were involved as well. Mallory Body, Hayden Ashley, among many others who contributed to Portland's success. Kelsey, any final thoughts before we sign off here?
I'm just so impressed with the athleticism, execution, composure of both these teams. Really excited for the future of Ultimate.
Right now, Portland's looking towards the future. That is the final tomorrow. They're headed there right now off the back of JJ Gallion. Portland takes this one. They're headed to the final. They win 15-10.